evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Exchange. Am I louder in the second show? I wasn't the first. I don't know. Depends on who you ask. Anyway, my name is Scott Morgan, off Motor City Man. I've got a great group tonight. We have Jason Prock back in the house, and we got Lucas Nelson. I'm telling you, this Lucas Nelson is in the eyes of Jimmy Walker. Good time, probably before your time. He's dynamite. I like this guy. We hooked up. We got together out in the ACC kickoff. It was really good. And of course, I love to give Cliff Neal a hard time. I'm going to do it again tonight, but I don't know when I'm going to do it. All right. And we have Adam Lamarice joining us for the first time. Hope he enjoys coming on because we'd love to have him on more often if there's no conflict. And last but not least, we have our crack researcher, Candy Ablang.
Great to be here.
All right, well, let's get to it. And that's this. We're going to talk about players who excelled in more than one sport professionally. Jason Prock, I'll read off the list. Give me one or two names that you think actually stand out in your mind. Okay, we're going to talk about Bo Jackson, Royals and the Raiders. Deion Sanders, the Braves and the Falcons. Of course, he needs to keep it local. Brian Jordan of the Cardinals and the Falcons. Obviously, the Cardinals playing ball. That's not confusing with the Arizona Cardinals. And, of course, the Atlanta Falcons. So I have Atlanta Falcons. And Danny Ainge actually cracks this lineup. He was with the Blue Jays and the Celtics.
Yes.
And then you have Gene Conley, probably before everybody's time, with the Braves and the Celtics. Dave DeBusschere, get this. He was with the White Sox and the Knicks. Of course, he was also, I believe, at the Detroit Pistons. Then you have Jim Thorpe of the Giants and the Canton Bulldogs. And last but not least, we have Chuck Connors, Dodgers and the Celtics. All right, Jason, give me some thoughts.
That's really interesting on Dave DeBusschere.
I was surprised when I saw it too.
Yeah, I like those. I like those names a lot. For me, for growing up, obviously Deion and Bo Jackson. Deion playing in the 1992 wild card, or not the wild card, but in the playoffs versus the Pirates. And he had a little instigation with the reporter in the locker room. I'm not sure if that was Joe Buck. I might stand corrected on that. But yeah, that unfortunate injury to Bo Jackson, probably one of the best I would think to play both sports. It's hard to do. Brian Jordan, Cardinals, Falcons. It's hard to do. It's not easy. It's a 365 grind. And but I really enjoyed that topic with those what was the other names on that, Scott?
Well, I mean, I'll go over the list again if you want. You got Bo Jackson, you got Deion Sanders, Brian Jordan, many of us probably know about.
Yeah.
Danny Ainge.
Danny Ainge.
Conley's before a lot of our time, but not Dave DeBusschere, though. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. Here's another one. I believe Rick Leach. He played for the Tigers a little bit there at Toronto, and also Michigan quarterback. But you did say professionally, so
right. Yeah, we did. Oh, don't worry about it. It's okay. All right, Lucas. So talks about this one.
These are all before my time, but within the realms of anything, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Not your fault.
Jim Thorpe is the most iconic one. Well, not most iconic, just most legendary. Then you hear Bo Jackson is probably the most athletic. I mean, that could be an up and down, but Bo Jackson doing his wall runs and then running through people. Deion just being Deion, the flashiest man on turf and grass.
Right.
And then you have what comes to my mind is Mookie Betts, PBA, bowling.
Hey, I have a story to share with you, Lucas, about Mookie Betts because I am a fan of the PBA tour, so. In 2015, in Rio, Nevada, at the World Series of Bowling, I got a chance to meet Mookie.
Nice.
That's because he was there. He was participating in the PBA Tour World Series of Bowling.
Wow.
And Mookie has bowled a 300 game with the PBA Tour, and when he was a member of the Boston Red Sox, he in an on-field ceremony, he was presented a 300 ring by PBA Tour Commissioner Tom Clark. So, but a lot of people don't realize what Mookie likes to do in the off season. And he trades in his baseball for a bowling ball, and also
Wow.
you got to give a shout out to former San Francisco Giants pitcher John Burkett. He he is now a professional bowler on the PBA 50 tour, and he has won. So a lot of people. So and in the off season, when John was a member of the San Francisco Giants, he loved to go bowling. So a lot of people don't know that, but there you go.
You know what? I like that one. I like somebody that thinks out of the box. Adam, great stuff. I'm proud of you, pal.
Thanks.
All right, go back.
Thank you.
No, that was good. I mean, Mookie Betts bowling. I mean, that's pretty good stuff. Okay, well, let's go back to Cliff.
Of all those, I mean, I think from a high profile standpoint, it's Bo Jackson. I mean, yeah, they did that whole Bo nose, the whole Bo nose thing, the whole Nike thing with that, because he was an all-star in bowl. He really was. I mean, I think he made the Pro Bowl. It was definitely I remember in the All-Star game. So I mean, when I think about that, but there's Jackie Robinson actually played professionally not only baseball but football for like the Honolulu Bears. Yeah,
Really?
I had to look that one up. I found that to be interesting. So that was and also there was also so Charlie Ward, he didn't play professionally, but he was the Heisman Trophy winner. He could have easily gone to the to the NFL, no problem. And I was like, all right, no, I'm just gonna play NBA, and just played NBA, and he had a decent career with him. That's astounding to me to see that happen. I always kind of think of this something who didn't but got drafted. Tom Glavine. Tom Glavine was drafted in the 1984 NHL draft ahead of Luke Robitaille and Brett Hull. Yeah, really weird. Never played, but I always found that interesting. I'm like, Brett Hull. And of course, we talked about Winfield. He was like drafted by everybody. It's like, he doesn't really play this, or he plays this, and everybody was just willing to draft him. So, I mean, it should be good at one sport and be drafted, but to be so good that you can become a professional, that takes apps. That is just such a high, so much higher. That athletic ability is just insane. Just being great at a lot of sports, but be good enough to be an awesome professional in multiple sports. That is just the apex of absolute talent.
Yeah, Bo ran up the wall. I think back in
the very famous one.
Could Glavine hit?
What?
Could Glavine hit?
Tom Glavine? I don't know if he could hit it. Well, be like baseball. I don't know if he could hit that well. I don't remember hitting that well.
Okay, all right. Yeah,
but he could apparently play hockey.
Yeah, I mean, was he lefty or was he a righty?
You got drafted. You got drafted ahead of Brett Hull and Luke Robitaille. Oh, that's pretty
crazy.
Impressive.
That's nuts.
Speaking of Glavine, you know what his brother Mike is doing right now, right?
I remember Mike. He was with the Braves for a while too. I think he was with the Mets for a bit.
Yeah. Well, right now, Mike Glavine is the head coach of the Northeastern Huskies college baseball team in the CAA.
Okay.
So it's called. Okay, Scott, am I next?
If you want to be.
Yeah. All right. So I have one.
Go ahead.
Payton. Got a lot of people know that Walter Payton was a football player, but after that, he turned to a life of he was a professional race car driver.
You know what? I remember he did that.
He first started. He competed in the Toyota Pro Celebrity Race in 1988 and 1989 ahead of the Long Beach Grand Prix. He then went into competitive racing in the SCCA, the Sports Car Club of America. He won the GT1 championship as part of the legendary June sprints in 1990. Then he went on to 18 starts in the SCCA Trans Am Series. His highest finish of 8th at Road America in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Um, then after that, he went on to become a part owner of an IndyCar team with Dale Coyne. So yes, a lot of people don't know what Walter Payton did after a life of football, but I love motorsports, so I'll throw that one out there too.
Very good. Okay, Candy.
I'm going to educate you guys on Donald Eugene Conley. And the reason why he pitched for 4 teams in the Major League Baseball from 52 to 63. He also played as a forward in the 52 to 53 season and from 58 to 64 for 2 teams in the National Basketball Association. He is the second person after Otto Graham to win championships in 2 of the 4 American major sports. One with the 1957 Milwaukee Braves, and then 3 with the Boston Celtics from 59 to 61. So he was a pitcher in Major League Baseball, and then he was a center slash forward for the Celtics. And he played for a number of years, and then he actually coached for a couple of years. He had 2,069 points in the NBA, and he actually had more rebounds. He had 2,212 rebounds in the NBA.
Great stuff. Well, I've got one I'm going to throw everybody's way. No, that's why I like to go last once in a while. Ever heard of John Elway?
Yeah, he was drafted by baseball. Yeah, I remember that.
There you go.
Yeah,
Let me finish.
He played with the Yankees.
Yeah, all right. Okay, Cliff. Okay.
Yeah,
All right,
so
don't worry.
I'm old too, so I remember that.
Yeah, I know. Well, we both are. We're the senior members of this team, although I'm more senior than you are. Anyways, yeah, good point, Cliff. I'm just messing with you. I'll pick my spots when the draft. I mean, Lucas is waiting for that moment. We all know he's waiting for that moment, right?
Did he actually play in the majors?
Well, no, but that's a good point.
Minors.
Oh, here's what ended up happening.
Well, we can name a bunch of people in the minors.
Yeah, but I had to throw this one out, and I'll tell you why. There's a good reason why. I had an opportunity to ask John Elway a question at Super Bowl 33 after the post game. And the question I asked him is aren't you glad, okay, that you made a decision you weren't going to play for the Baltimore Colts, because look what ended up happening to you. Nobody there even asked that question. Some of my friends and family members saw me at post game, and John loved that question. Great point, though, Lucas, but here's where it gets interesting, okay? Number one, and Adam knows what I'm about. You saw me asking a few questions, and so did Lucas.
Yep.
Okay, they were there watching. I'm not saying I'm great or not, but I just know I put my thoughts into these questions. But John Elway used the New York Yankees as bargaining power to get the heck out of Baltimore and force his trade to the Denver Broncos. If that isn't a chess move, you tell me what a chess move is. That's why yes, he played minor league ball. You can go 9 million ways you can do that. But I just want to bring up Elway because he won Super Bowls with the Broncos, got away from Robert Hershey, and used George Steinbrenner to do it. And that's where you had that little interesting connection across the board. Okay?
Cool.
All right. Let's continue on.
Good point,
right.
Scott.
Oh, thanks, Jason.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
wanted to add. I just wanted to say real quick before we move on to the next second. Bo Jackson did that with Tampa, and then he told Tampa. Yeah, and then he went to LA. Yep.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's a good point too, Jason. All right, great stuff from everybody on this group. All right, well, Detroit Tigers lost today to the Pirates, and they did it with Kenley Jansen blowing his 5th save of the year. But they made an interesting move a few weeks ago when they added former Rocky starter on a minor league deal. His name was Austin Gomber, who actually threw a career high, I believe it was 65 innings in 2024. Okay, well, you're in Detroit, Jason. Okay, and we may be seeing this guy when the rosters bump up. What are your thoughts about Austin Gomber?
I mean, he could add to the bullpen, spot starter. I think he would help anything at this point, because with the AL with 7 or 8 teams there, Detroit can't afford to lose any more games. And I think with losing that series against Chicago, and then today with Kenley Jansen, uh, a lot of times you there's only so much you can put out of Drew Summers and Kenley Jansen, and you're bringing guys up to AAA, and it's AJ Hinch can't really do anything with that. So bringing up a guy like Gomber, I mean, would definitely help out. And even if you're in there for a situation, left-hander hitter, right-handed hitters, they're going to have to move with that, and he is good with that. But yeah, that would definitely help. Anything would help at this point as far as the bullpen, because right now the bullpen is atrocious, and the injuries are just piling up. So I think with Austin Gomber, I mean that's a good point, bringing him up. And um, I have not heard of the Tigers organization playing him, but I think they should, to keep them into this race.
Well, they brought him here for a reason. They
Yeah.
did. At some point, you never know when they're going to need them.
Sure, right.
And after what you see, the bullpen is faltering all year. What have they lost? 17 games or so after the seventh inning, or a lot anyway.
Yeah, it could be more than that, maybe even now. Sure.
Yeah, Kenley Jansen didn't do you any favors either, and they needed this game to get the Pirates, and they laid an egg. That's for sure. Okay, let's turn over to Lucas.
Tigers need any kind of pitching that they can grab, spare. I mean, last year they had such a great bullpen with Vest. Was Foley still on the team, I believe? Oh goodness, I can't remember. But they were taking the distance, and that's why they got to the ALDS. And now this year, it's just so sad to watch. I mean, they have such a good offensive core. I mean, they're making a comeback now, but anything to really help out that team. I don't know what happened to Will Vest. I haven't really caught up with anything that's gone on with him, but I know Jason Foley went to the Giants. And Kenley Jansen's doing Kenley Jansen things that he's been doing since 2020.
Right.
So,
yeah, blowing saves. Right? Did I finish your sentence? Blowing saves?
Oh yeah, big time.
Okay. Okay, Cliff.
It's the party's over. Just it's over. It's done. They
What?
get traded away. They traded. They're done. They're done like dinner. Okay, they're done like dinner. They traded away Scooble. They know it's over. It's it's like it's all right. Yeah, they're 61 and 66. They're better than the Mets, but everybody's better than the Mets. I know they're winning games recently, but come on. But yeah, the Tigers are done. Like it's a rebuilding year. They'll throw him out. Maybe they can get a little bit of entertainment out of that. That's what that is. Yeah, the Tigers aren't going anywhere this year. They're. I mean, and the American League's kind of sloppy anyway. So so it's the Tigers are done, and it's just I feel bad for them. I do, but it's like hey, they didn't make the right moves. They didn't get the right guys, and now they got to deal with it. Now they're trying to bring this guy in to see what anything can happen. And sometimes you just have really bad years, and this is just one of those bad years for Detroit. Okay, I don't even know if they'll be good next year. I don't know. You never know. If everyone keeps being bad, maybe you don't have to be good. If other teams keep being mediocre to like losing, and maybe they can just tread water and like sneak in. That might be their new strategy. But after losing Scooble, I'm like, who's going to really pay attention to the Tigers after that? Scooble was their big thing. I'm like, no one's going to pay attention to them after that.
And I'd like to add that I wasn't heartbroken to lose him, regardless of this season's outcome, because of he's not going more than 6 innings. He didn't do it in the ALDS last year, and so with guys like Troy Melton, essentially he kind of is your ace because you don't have anybody else. And then getting Joe back, getting Reese Olson back, I kind of agree with you, Cliff. Even though they probably won't make it this year, if they do, where are they going to go? But at the same time, I would say that more of your happy, more positive would be Kevin McGonigal, Max Clark on the hitting side. But I agree with you.
It's a nightmare
I mean,
there.
they gave up Casey Mize too to the Padres.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Lucas, I don't know if you remember this, but the Atlanta Braves were thinking about getting Casey Mize, and they didn't. And it was like, I think Casey Mize could have been a really good addition to the rotation. I mean, you look at what the Braves have now.
They don't need him anymore.
Yeah, Chris Sale is really good.
They don't, but it'll be good.
Perez is
For them.
is okay, but I saw on Twitter that Alex Anthopoulos was really going hard after Casey Mize, and then he goes to the Padres, and I'm thinking, like, Alex, you had Casey Mize in the palm of your hands and you let him go? What the heck, dude? I mean, yeah, we know the Atlanta Braves are gonna probably win the NL East this year, but winning the division,
Probably.
and winning a division series and winning in the postseason are two completely different things. And we've seen how the Atlanta Braves have struggled in the postseason recently. So I think Casey Mize would have been the perfect addition to the Braves, but I will say that I think Detroit is thinking about 2027. The key word is if there is a season with the CBA.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's it too.
Yeah,
Casey. Let me interject on this one, Adam. Casey Mize is a rental at this point, and he was damaged goods. That one didn't bother me as much as Skubal. And we still don't know what Skubal's going to do yet either, because again, you just mentioned the 2027 season as well. So,
I know exactly what he's going to do. He's going to go to the Mets. He's going to have a losing record. He's going to get paid $1 trillion, and it's going to be the 15 millionth chapter of we signed the guy. He sucks because he put on the Met uniform. He's probably already on the downside anyway, but that's what the Mets would do. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Wait a minute. Are you drinking the delirious Kool-Aid going to the Mets? Are you cotton picking nuts?
I don't know if he's gonna go, but that seems like that would be the perfect thing that would happen. He goes there, he's gonna suck. He's not gonna do it. He's gonna go, and then he's not gonna get any better. That's what happens.
Wait a minute.
Things that happen.
You had to wait till later in the show for me to toast you, but to think that Terrence Skubal will go to the Mets. Really? Seriously? Really?
For the money, sure. And he'll throw,
wait a minute.
Take the money, and then he won't do anything. He can go.
He's not going to get the money that he's going to get the Dodgers.
He's not going to help him win.
Hey, let me tell you something. To think that Terrence Skubal is going to get out, the Mets are going to outbid the Dodgers, you're wrong. You know, it's like telling me that Arabs and Jews get along, and damn right they don't.
Just because he's on the Dodgers doesn't mean he's not going to go someplace else.
I ain't going to the Mets.
They got a trillion freaking guys on that team. I'm like,
hey, not going to the Mets. Seriously? Are you still at that
would be the Met thing. Get the other guy. I'm like, they could get Skeens too. He'd suck on the.
Get off the Skeens thing. I'm on Skubal and the Mets. I don't want to hear that. I got and Adam, you have to understand something because it's your first rodeo on this show. Okay. Every now and then, Cliff and I go at it because he says something stupid.
There was something stupid about that. That's the stupidity is the Mets because that's something they would absolutely do.
No, that's
everybody on this panel and many people know. Oh, absolutely. Have you not been paying attention for years? I'm like, especially recently. Oh my God! Anytime they do something like it,
wait a second.
I'm not even saying the Mets are going to do anything. I'm just saying it's going to just be another bust, and you're like all offended by that. Why would you ever be offended by God bust? You should want to laugh about that. I feel pain.
I'm not laughing about that.
I'm the Mets fan. I know, but I know how things go. I know how things go.
Well, that's fine. Let me explain to you something, Cliff. This is August 19th. Not 2026. You're acting like something that happens once a year. You're acting like an April Fool for even making that up. Are you cotton
Yeah,
picking
because that
nuts?
never happens. That
Really?
never
Seriously,
happens.
really?
You've never seen that happen. Come on, you've been
Don't
covering
tell me
this
what I've
long
seen.
enough. Come on, they've got a cavalcade. There's a whole
I
laundry
know
list
how,
of guys
listen,
like
dude.
that.
I know how the
I've
Mets work.
I've got the Met uniform on. I suddenly feel so weak. Or they just can't play in New
So
York.
you're gonna give me a Fred Sanford heart attack while you're on there next?
I know.
You
Is
nuts.
Elizabeth waiting for you? Hold on,
I would
Elizabeth.
like-
He's coming.
I would like to revisit this topic at a later date.
Well, you probably will, but you have to weather the boxing matches that happen to come off of a tiger.
Ask Rob when we get there.
Well,
Ask
let me
Rob.
finish.
Ask
Let
Rob
me
when he
finish.
comes back on. He'll back me up. It's like, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they did that.
Nobody's backing you up. I tell you, like I said, in my opinion, let me finish. I'm getting it off my chest so I can't sleep for a few hours. I don't care. Doesn't matter. I love this show because of you and everybody, but I get a crack at you once or twice a show, depending on what we stumble across. But you know, in the eyes of the late, great comedian Red Fox and Fred Sanford, you know what he used to tell a lot of people? And I'm sure, are you crazy? Are you crazy?
I get, I'm not crazy, and you know.
Well, yes, you are to bring that up.
Everybody in this panel totally agrees. They're just letting you yell and scream and know you're having a good time. That's why they're not saying anything. They know I'm absolutely right because that's exactly.
Oh, wait a minute! Don't give me that business. I'm having a good time. I always have a good time, anyway. Boy, I've been doing this for 47 plus odd years. If you can't have a good time in this business, then you might as well go out there and do whatever you want because the media is not right for you. I don't want to criticize any occupational labor, but you're crazy. You really are. You crazy?
I know I'm crazy, but you know,
it ain't gonna happen.
I'm the first one to admit that.
Right now.
My students will. I tell my students, I'm freaking nuts. I'm the first to admit it.
Yeah, well, ever since you came on this show, I've made you nuttier than you already are now.
I was always nutty. It just takes me a while to come on out when I'm comfortable. And people are like,
by the way,
what is wrong with you?
Are you showing your students these incredible shows that you're on?
The semester starts next week. We had faculty meetings today.
Oh, don't worry. Well, go ahead, Adam. How do you like this boxing match here?
Oh, I like it. It's called Cliff. It's called since you are a New York Mets fan, and my co-host Chris Heidel is also a New York Mets fan. Shall I bring up Pete Alonso? What happened?
Oh no, I've talked about Alonso. That was outrageous. It was absolutely ridiculous and beyond stupid. And once again, that the Pete Alonso thing just reinforces my point I just made. So I'm like, because they absolutely had to re-sign him. They shouldn't have him go. And that the statement I just made, that would be just just reinforces that would absolutely happen because only the Mets would let Pete Alonso go.
See, Adam, you're going to fit in with this group. You know why? Because now this is like no other show you've ever been on. Let me tell you, isn't it?
Nothing like I. No, it's called no.
Yeah.
But it's
after tonight, we're going to leave Lemarie's with an invitation after sees the crazy that keep boxing this video every day.
Hey, Cliff, it's called. I will say this to you. I actually have a connection with the New York Mets because I had a grandfather who was a lawyer who was one of the founding members of the New York Mets, and I have a cousin who knew the great Tom Seaver.
Okay.
So it's like when you talk about I may be an Atlanta Braves fan, but my family does have connections to the New York Mets.
That's
great. All right, Candy, you're taking it all in. So final takes on this because I got a lot more topics and I got a punching bag waiting to get hammered a little bit more.
Punching bag. It hurts so much. Sorry, go ahead, Candy.
So the topic.
I know it does.
The topic started with Austin. Scott, do you know where Austin played college ball?
No.
Florida Atlantic.
No
FAU.
kidding.
I will say he has had up and down in the last 12 months. He was signed with the Cubs August 26th of 2025, a minor league contract. 4 appearances, his ERA was .47. Then in January, he signed with the Rangers. He pitched in 9 contests. His ERA was 7.75.
Yeah.
May 16th, he signed with the Braves, minor league contract, pitched in 13 games, 4.81 ERA. They released him August 3rd. Detroit signed him August 5th. I honestly think he needs consistency with pitching coaches. I think that's what he really needs to help him. I think if he gets that in Detroit, he should be fine.
Okay, well, so a good pickup. Lots of more to get to here. And you know what? What show would be what would be complete unless I hit Cliff for the hockey topic? Anybody can interject. This one's after we're going with Cliff. And obviously, the Toronto Maple Leafs are considering adding KHL's Evgeny Kuznetsov along with the Florida Panthers. What have you heard about this, Cliff?
It's too late now because KHL signed him and he's pretty much locked in there.
Okay.
He's not going to go over there. He's a solid player. It's been a few years. I mean, he had some injuries there. In his prime, he was really, really good. It did help that Ovechkin was there too, but no, he was still a really, really good player. He could put the puck in the net. I would have loved to have him on my team. But he's going to be in the KHL this year. Toronto, yeah, it's too late for Toronto and Florida. He would have been a good addition to either team looking at up and down their lineup. And I think Florida just was tired, and I think they're going to be, they might be in the cup again. They're definitely probably going to be at least the conference finals because they were just beat from a standpoint of being exhausted because they kept getting to the finals. They won back to back. They got to the finals the year before, and they just had so many injuries, and they were just beat up. And they're not. I'm not saying they're super old, but they're not exactly the youngest team either. So it just didn't work, and I could definitely see. And they were already made some moves. I could definitely see them coming back. But yeah, Kuznetsov, I like Kuznetsov a lot, but he's going to play in Russia. Maybe he comes back the following year, but he's also kind of getting up in age too. So he might just be happy to play out his last couple of years if he plays another year because it's only like a 1-year deal. He might just hey, I'll play 1 year in the KHL, retire, and go about retirement and probably get a job coaching or something in the KHL or Russian hockey or anywhere. I mean, he'll find a job somewhere.
Okay, anybody else real quickly have any thoughts on this? I want to move through.
Yeah, he signed a 1-year deal, Cliff. Okay. He is 34 years old. It like you said, he's had some injuries. It'd be nice to see him come maybe next year, but that's maybe to sound like a long shot. I just don't see it happening. But and a lot of these players, they do that. They go overseas, NBA, NHL too. So.
Yeah, I mean, look how long Yager went. I mean, he went how many goals and how many goals did he have and how many points did he have? He's like, oh, I'm going to play here for a while. And then he came back to the NHL. I'm like, I thought he was gone for good. And he's only a few months younger than I am. I mean, he just officially retired because I was like, that was the craziest thing. The only reason he's not in the Hall of Fame is because he was like Ricky Henderson. I'm not retiring. We can't put you in the Hall of Fame. So we just have to wait till he hits the limit of the time, and he's in there first ballot, no problem.
Yeah, good point. He's like one of my all-time favorite players.
Oh yeah,
Jaromir Jagr could be considered the ageless wonder. So we'll see what happens with Kuznetsov. We're not going to spend a lot of time on other things I want to get to. One of which is the fact that NBC is using local analysts on Sunday Night Baseball. We'll go around the horn rapid fire, lots to get to. Go ahead, Jason. You like the idea?
Yeah, I love the idea. I mean, the more speakers you have in there and announcers, the better. And then these younger announcers, they're going to get around people who've been there and done that, and it only helps. I believe it'll help. We hear. I mean, we go back to what? Al Michaels when he was doing baseball back in the 80s. Yes. I mean, and I loved him. He was really good back in the 80s. I listened to a lot of his YouTube calls. So, I think this is good for the sport. Absolutely.
Okay, go ahead, Lucas.
I mean, gotta think about Matt Vasgersian when you think about NBC coming through now. I mean, these top announcers. I mean, having local guys is nice, and it's probably going to save a lot on costs for NBC because they're going to the local people. So I don't know. As a baseball guy, I'm like, I really don't know how to feel about it. I gotta see it to believe it and see it to kind of make a good judgment call on it. But to me, it's just like when you're thinking about NBC, you're thinking about like national, like Matt Vescursion or
Bob
heck,
Costas.
I mean Bob Costas is, and then Barry Bonds is making some appearances in Netflix, and I mean even Hunter Pence. So yeah, it's a lot of fun, but at the same time, like having local people, I'm like, hey.
Okay, great stuff, Lucas. Go ahead, Cliff.
I think it's a double-edged sword, actually. I like the idea of having like the one national guy and then a couple of the local guys because they know the team, they know it inside and they know it out. When you in the past when you have the national announcers, yeah, they have to do homework, yeah, they know the thing, but nobody knows the team as well as the local guys.
Sure.
But I think it's also a cost-cutting measure. I mean, if you're paying attention to what's going on in the media overall, they are cutting everywhere. It's been a bloodbath, everywhere, and they're trying to find new ways. And part of it, how to do more with less. So that means if it also you've got, and you're doing them actually a favor. You're giving those local guys a bigger audience. So it's like they might be able to go and do a bigger thing. So they're going to jump all over that. Anybody who's like younger and trying to make their way, they're getting that opportunity. You're getting all these people as an audience, as opposed, not that you don't have a good audience, but from a national standpoint or international, I'm like, that's huge. So I think it's a little bit of both, a little bit of cost cutting, a little bit of actually a pretty good idea because there are benefits to that have nothing to do with the money, but like it gives it just a little bit different feel to it.
Well, Jason Benetti obviously is a key person they built around. Anyway, so he's in there. Then they bring on two different people. Jason Benetti is an exceptional broadcaster. Let's keep it moving. Adam?
Yeah, I like it. And, it's really cool to see local talent getting national exposure. And shout out to Jason Benetti. I know he has a disability, and it hasn't stopped him from being an exceptional broadcaster. And as Scott, you know, and Andy, you know, I also have a disability. I have autism, but it hasn't stopped me from nothing, from doing a podcast with Chris, Heidel, and going to the ACC kickoff, and it's like being on here with you guys. So I love, all the local talent getting national exposure. I think it's great for the sport of baseball.
Great stuff, Candy.
I agree with Cliff. It's got some good and some not so good because let's face it, the local team knows the local team, but the visiting team they don't know as well, and they might be a little skewed towards the local team as opposed to the other team. As instead of being very neutral, they might try, but let's face it, it comes out a little bit. But I do like the fact that they'll get exposure. You get to see different people. Let's face it, we've all talked about how there have been icons in the media industry, whether it be Bob Uecker, it be Vin Scully. And if you didn't see some of these talents, like you're going to be able to see on the local broadcast, you might not know them then. So I think in that respect, and people that are getting into the media business can then take a little bit from each of these and watch them.
Sure. Yeah, you know what? I couldn't agree more. Everybody makes good points. Yeah. Here's the advantage of it. You have your national announcer that represents NBC, Netflix, or wherever. You bring in the local guys, and you're gonna get a good combination of both sides. And that's what you need. One that has more knowledge of one team and the other. And generally, when they work in threes, they work well, and they're friends in the business anyways. You don't believe me? Go on Monday nights at 8:00 p.m. Eastern Time with 186 Baseball Talk. I have two of the best in the business on our shows, and Barry Fort and Warren Brewstar. All right, time to go to baseball history. On July 19, 2013, Brandon Barnes hits for the cycle. He goes 5 for 5 at the plate for the Astros, but the Seattle Mariners defeat the Houston Astros 10-7. Cycles aren't very easy to hit. Jason, some thoughts about what Brandon Barnes did?
Oh, it's I'm not too much knowledgeable on this topic, but
Okay.
yeah, I mean, it's definitely good for a game, and
Well, if you're knowledgeable cycles, all you need to know is how tough they are to get.
very.
That's okay. Not everybody has to be knowledgeable about everything we talk about. It's no big deal. Again,
Sure.
lots of that's. What about you, Lucas?
I mean, this guy, this is the highlight of his career. He was more of a stolen base guy. He didn't hit above 300 his entire career. His best stats and average were his last year. I can't remember where. I want to say Cincinnati, but I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong, but he's definitely not a home run guy. He's more of a speed guy. But other than that, that was his career. So being able to do that and put that, he could have retired then and be happy with his life and be happy with his career completely.
Great point. So, you're right. Depending on what you accomplish in your career, some of these young pitchers, a highlight of their career might be a no-hitter, but at least they can say, I got a no-hitter in the big leagues. Brandon Barnes can easily say that he got a cycle, and you can't take away an accomplishment from a player once they reach a particular accomplishment and an achievement. And that's exactly what you pretty much said, Lucas, which you're right on target. Bullseye, pal. Okay, go ahead, Cliff.
He did a great job. My question is, they lost 10-7.
Was there anything you wanted to add? All right.
No. You good? You want more?
Yeah,
Lucas?
good. No,
okay.
Okay. No, I'm saying, hey, that's great. Anybody who can hit for the cycle is amazing. He might not have been the greatest hitter, but on that one night, he was really great. Where was the pitching? He scored 7 runs. How many RBIs did he have in that game? I'm not sure how many RBIs he had that game, but still, what was the rest of the lineup doing? What was your pitching doing? You gave up 10 runs. You got a cycle. But you lost. You scored 7 runs, but you lost because your team gave up 10, double digits. All right. So somebody said, I'm not trying. He did great. He did everything he could do. Awesome for him. Where was the rest of his team? That's my question.
Well, we all know that. Come on. I got to go at this guy twice in one day. Are you?
What were you going at me for?
Wait a minute.
That didn't cross your mind. You lost 10-7. I'm like, what more does this guy got to do? I'm on his side. I'm on his side.
I already said they lost 10-7. Sick them in. The bottom line is the cycles are tough.
Yeah, well, you said it, but you didn't even think about it. The guy got a cycle, but they lost. The other team scored 10 runs. Pitching didn't do anything. How many runs did he drive in? What else do you want this guy to do?
He did hit a home run in the left field, and then he had an RBI triple in that game. So,
but how many total RBIs did he have in that game? That's my question. Out of those 7,
what's the point? Hey, listen.
It's a big point. Well, nobody else.
Let me finish.
Give him 10 runs. 10 runs. The pitching did nothing. Nothing.
So what?
So they.
All right. So
they screwed up his night. I feel bad for that guy. They screwed his night up. He did great. He should be proud. But they didn't win the game. It's not his fault. He did everything he could do. He had
Listen, you got 162 games.
What?
2 RBIs.
Yeah.
2. That's it.
He had 2.
5 for 5 and 2 RBIs and 3 runs scored.
So
that's
like
horrible. That is so unlucky.
Oh wow, that's really bad. I'm like, that's really but but they still scored 10 runs. 10 runs.
Lost the game 10-7. Yeah.
They gave up 10. The pitching staff gave up 10 runs.
Solo shot.
Yeah, obviously.
We see pitchers that throw no hitters who are on the losing end.
That sucks too. That sucks too. I don't like when that happens either. So you're not. What do you want me to do? Side on the team that they gave up 10 runs? They gave up 10 runs.
So what?
So what? So you did not have a good night pitching if your team gave up
Cliff,
10 runs.
Can I ask you a question? How did you become a professor? Did you pass math? I need to. Not that I should talk about.
What are you talking about?
I'll tell you what I'm talking
What are you
about.
talking? Like they gave up 10 runs.
I know that.
Good.
I know that. But how many games are there in baseball, Cliff?
162.
Bingo! I rest my case.
On what? There was no. Just because you say the words doesn't mean you rest your case.
I rest my case, and I'll tell you why I rest my case.
Enough to rest the case. All you said is like, I rest my case. It's like,
no, I rest my case because
you're asking me a question. It's like you're using the Chewbacca defense, aren't you?
I rest my case because Cycles. I rest my case
Chewbacca
because
is a Wookiee. He is from the planet Kashyyyk.
I rest my case because cycles are hard to get. Period.
You rest your case because we have to get to the next topic.
That might have something to do with it too.
I was going to say, Scott, this was a stumper for me because I didn't realize that he did that.
Same.
And 2013, that's pretty impressive. I didn't realize that. So good one.
So Cliff, let me ask you a question. Okay, this is knowledge. This is not an argument. We'll have another one probably later before it's over. What is the purpose of what we do on this show?
To talk about sports, to get at each other about it, and have fun, and let's have hopefully people watch and enjoy what we're doing.
Yeah, well, you know what? The getting at each other part, you're really right. That's not one of the answers. We're supposed to educate and entertain and inform. We're educating, we're entertaining, and informing. And when I tell
you're not really educating anybody by just saying, I rest my case.
Well, I don't have to.
There was no rest of the case. You didn't make a point to rest your case.
All right, put it up.
You would have lost. If you were a lawyer, you would have lost.
Bud Norris.
I like this guy. He's our neck crack statistician researcher on there as well.
Bud Norris was pitching that game.
I don't want to comment
6 runs on 5 innings, I think.
But he did that. But then the rest of the team gave up 4 after that. So it was like overall, 6 runs not good.
Yeah, Fields came in for 1 inning. Josh Fields 1 inning, 3 earned runs.
So so Bud Norris and Josh Fields screwed up that guy's day.
Yep, big time.
Well, just
I feel bad for him. See, I'm on your side. I like the fact that he did it. That was impressive. Anybody who does that. Then you yell at me because I'm faulting the people who screwed up the game for him. The pitcher screwed up the game for him.
Well, so you're going to be quizzed next week when Rob's here. And I got another guy who's close to your age, too, who's going to bring on. Just remember, you're going to be quizzed on it, okay? Educate, entertain, and inform. Just remember that. You will be quizzed on that, okay?
I know that. No,
you didn't know that because I wrote what you mentioned. You know now.
I didn't say the very specific. I didn't say the very specific words. Yes, I know what we're doing. Let me
tell you something. I got Dennis Marook, who comes on Thursday night on Sport Trap, one of the best Washington Capitals of all time. And you know what he does? I got him so programmed really good. You know what? I asked him what GMTA stands for. He didn't know. I told him one time. He said, "Great minds think alike." Now he gives me GMTA on every time we text back and front. I guarantee that when I get done with you with the EEI, entertain, educate, and inform, you'll be doing the same thing as Dennis Marook. I'll let you know that. All right, there we go. Yeah, I do have to get on the topic.
But we got to get to the next topic.
Yeah, we do.
Wait. You got to let all the rest of the panel talk.
I'm sorry. I'm skipped down. I don't want to skip over anybody. I'm trying to calm him down.
Good luck thinking you're going to do that.
Since I'm next here,
go ahead, Adam.
I think it's cool. I mean, like you said, Scott, it's not easy to hit for the cycle. I mean, to see him do it, you're up to about like 5 or 6 times, and it's like you have to have the perfect pitch, to get a hit, and he had 4 good pitches to hit, and he got the cycle. And I mean, it's like, I give him credit. I think it's a really, really cool, and he can tell his grandkids in the future, hey, I hit for the cycle in a Major League Baseball game, and now people will know my name for the rest of their lives.
There you go. Great stuff. I like it. All right, Candy, go ahead.
So since 1882, there have been a total of 352 cycles hit. A natural cycle has been completed 14 times. And what that means is that means you hit the single, the double, the triple, and then the home run. A reverse cycle has been completed 10 times. And did you know that the Astros have only done it 10 times in their history? So he's one of 10.
Cool.
Okay, that's pretty good. All right, let's move on to the next topic. The New York Yankees acquired Luis Garcia from the Nationals. Garcia is under club control through 2027. All right, let's rapid fire this one. Jason, what are your thoughts about the trade that the Yankees made?
Here's the thing. Now, I've been keeping up with that a little bit. They batted him fourth, Brett Boone, and Aaron Boone. Excuse me. They batted him fourth, so there's a lot of pressure there, I think. And in 12 games, he's only 10 for 46, batted 217. His OBP is 260. Like, here's the thing. I think there's a lot of pressure there. So if he moves him maybe down in the lineup a little bit, Jim Leland used to do that with certain players here in Detroit. He would do that with Austin Jackson because he was batting first. He'd lead him off, and then he'd go for like an 0 for 35 slant, and then few games later, he's batting him ninth. He's back to hitting again. I'm not saying that's going to work for Garcia, but at the same time, I think there's a lot of pressure there when his slugging percentage is 348. He's unrestricted free agent in 2028 with the arbitration. But so far in 12 games, he hasn't really done much. But if you're the Yankees and you're Aaron Boone, move him down in the lineup a little bit, and maybe it'll take the pressure off him because they batted him for cleanup. That's a little bit of pressure on him. But at the same time, I feel like they thought, hey, we traded for you. You're going to perform in a high pressure environment. So, and that's what New York's about. You do know that, Cliff. So, I think it might have getting him out of that slump, but he 217 and his slugging percentage is 348. He's got a lot of work out there.
Okay, go ahead, Lucas.
Yeah, I mean, the guy's batting 275. He's got 24 home runs in Nationals Park, which is a pretty left-handed hitter-friendly park. And now he goes to Yankee Stadium, where it's even greater chance of hitting a home run for a lefty. So, I mean, this guy is fairly young. He made his debut in 2020. So he's getting his reps in. I think this is becoming his prime right now. And I mean, the Yankees need something to make happen because I mean they just got a big bust with Heliot Ramos. I mean, they need some kind of bat to get them going. I mean, I know this is a righty versus a lefty right now, but at the same time, I mean, it's been kind of a bust. And for the Yankees to pick them up, I mean, that was one of Washington's big hitters, CJ. And James Wood. And then you got Garcia, and now he's in pinstripes. Like you're in the right-handed friendly short porch. Well, left-handed friendly short porch. It's gonna be a fun time for him.
Okay, Cliff.
Well, I mean, this is all because Judge went down with the injury, and then some other guys were doing better, and then they just kind of went down, and like, okay, what do? We can't find a way to. We're losing now. With everything looked like it was going to be great. I'm like, fountain of youth. We had the fountain of youth with So it was like, I'm not surprised, and now, maybe he's just it's another New York thing. Maybe. or maybe he's just going through a slump. I mean, it's like it just seems to be they made was probably a wise move at the time, but then he came there. It's just not working. Um, but I don't know. Yeah, at least he's under contract for a bit. But yeah, I mean Garcia was solid, but maybe he's the next Ed Whitson. Yeah, I know. Lucas probably has no clue who Ed Whitson was. He was a pitcher, right? Played in the
Giants.
National League, and they wound up becoming like Ed Whitson disease. They called it. It's like he got a disease named after him, like because the guy plays well, and then he goes to New York, and then I can't play anymore. Yeah, and that happened.
Yeah,
So,
he was
that's
Giants,
too much
wasn't
pressure. Maybe. Well, was he on San Diego? I think he was on the Pirates, or I don't know. I'm trying to remember Ed Whitson, but I remember when he went to the team, and he just got blown up. He got blown up when he went to the Yankees. He just got annihilated, and that's when George Steinbrenner owned the team, and George Steinbrenner didn't have patience for stuff like that. So,
Okay, let's continue. Move forward. Adam, some thoughts.
Yeah, I think it's still early. Obviously the injury to Aaron Judge has impacted the Yankees a lot this
Right.
year, and if Aaron Judge didn't have that injury, he would be contender for the AL MVP race right now. But
Right.
I don't think he's gonna do anything this year. I think moving him down in the order would help, like Jason said, but we'll see what happens going forward. I mean, the Yankees are right there in contention for the AL wild card. So, yeah, we'll see what happens going forward.
Okay, Candy.
Lewis was actually born in New York, but at the age of 3, he moved to Dominican Republic. His dad also played in the major leagues. His dad actually played for the Tigers for a year back in 1999. I think it's just a matter of he's got to get familiar with the team. I think he's in a big media market, a lot of
Yeah.
pressure.
Mhm.
And I think, like you said, batting fourth, people, expect to pitch really well to your number 4 batter. So I think that's all of those factors weigh in on it.
Yeah, there's an acclamation period for sure. The Yankees had to do something. They made the best move that they saw possible, and we'll leave it at that. Let's go down baseball history. It actually happened on this very date in 1987 as Paul Molitor extends his hitting streak to 34 games. Paul Molitor, who wouldn't respect this guy? We'll go around the horn with it. Jason?
Oh, Paul Molitor. Should be a Hall of Famer.
Right.
And Minnesota Twins, at the end of his career there, even with Minnesota, he was just such a solid hitter. He just killed the Tigers. And
Right.
I mean, if you go around the team when he was with the Brewers, I mean, with Robin Yount and this, they also had Greg Vaughn. I mean, they had some hitters on that team that made guys like Paul Molitor. Paul was just a true professional, and you just couldn't help but like the guy. He's just an incredible infielder, and he literally is one of the main reasons why Milwaukee was put on the map. I really believe that. And then later in his career, he was just still hitting. He's such a consistent hitter. And I admire guys like that. He was solid, and he just did it quietly and never said anything bad, no matter if the team was losing or not. So like I said, definitely a respected hitter and ball player with the Brewers and the Twins.
Okay, turn over to Lucas.
For the life of me, I always confuse John Olerud and Paul Molitor. Always. I know Molitor has so much more prestige. Olerud just got iconicness, but they were actually teammates in '94, which is kind of weird.
oh yeah.
Right.
But
Yes, it works.
7-time All-Star for Molitor, and man, this is the guy that you think of before oh gosh, I'm gonna really ring some bells. Ryan Braun, uh Corey Hart, Richie Sexton. I'm just naming off names that are in my
Richie
prime.
Weeks. Richie
Yeah,
Weeks.
right.
Yeah.
Weeks. Yeah, I mean that was when Milwaukee just had him. Oh gosh, I can't. Molitor. That guy is a freaking legend forever in Brewers history before Miller Park became a thing.
Okay. Great stuff, Lucas. I like that. It's interesting to bring Ryan Braun into it. Ryan Braun, a long time Milwaukee Brewer, has played his entire career with one team. Go ahead, Cliff.
Oh, Paul Molitor was one of my favorite ball players back in the day. I always was sad that he did leave Milwaukee. I always thought him and Robin Yount should have been side by side their entire. But at least he got a chance to like play and to win, to try and win and with Toronto, and then he went back to because he was originally from Minnesota. He grew up in Minnesota, so he
Right.
went back to there. So, but yeah, it was a little sad. It was weird for me at first to not see him in a Brewers uniform because it was so iconic, him and Robin Yount. But yeah, I remember that hitting streak, and I was rooting for him. But 56 is hard to get. 56 is really hard to get, and if Paul Molitor can't do it, nobody could do it. I mean, Tony Gwynn didn't do it, and he almost if he had 94, he probably would have hit 400
Right.
in 94, and he never got that. It's hard to get a hitting streak, but he was just a class act, up and down, Hall of Fame. Just
Sure.
if you want to like show kids how to operate and be a major league ball player, just follow the example of Paul Molitor.
Yeah.
Well, the one thing I have to say about Molitor is this: he's one of those few guys that was actually not only a superstar player, but a good manager too, and that doesn't always work out that way.
That's
Turn it over to Adam, then Candy has the final word on it.
Yeah, Paul Molitor has had his number retired from the Milwaukee Brewers. I remember when he played, outstanding player both with the Brewers and then the Toronto Blue Jays, like Lucas mentioned, and also the Minnesota Twins. I always classy guy. Everything I saw, and
Right.
it was really fun to watch back in the '87, 88 season. You know, when he was there in Milwaukee.
Okay. Candy, you have the last word on it.
He is considered one of the most clutch hitters in baseball history. Paul Molitor still has the best career postseason batting average in MLB history with a minimum of at least 100 bats and at 368. One of the other things I'll say is, as of today, Molitor is the last major league player to execute the rare feat of stealing home plate at least 10 times over the course of his career. Obviously, I grew up watching Paul. I'm a Brewer fan through and through. I grew up at the ballpark. My dad was an usher at the ballpark. I was there a lot. Loved seeing the games. Loved seeing Paul Molitor. He's one of 5 players in the Major League history to hit at least 3,000 hits, a 300 lifetime batting average, and 500 stolen bases. But he is also one of only 2 that has also hit at least 200 home runs.
Wow.
He was also part of the Harvey Keene's wall bangers of 1982.
Yep.
I love that. That's great. Harvey's wall bangers. Great stuff. All right. Let's talk about a did you know? This one's really a pretty good one. I'm sorry, is somebody going to add something to it? Go ahead.
Paul Molitor also was a TV analyst for the Minnesota Twins for a few years as well. A lot of people may not remember that.
Good point.
Okay, great stuff. I like those points. I like getting facts out of nowhere. All right. I'm going to give you a did you know, if probably anybody knows more than Cliff on this one. Go ahead. But did you know that an American team, Baltimore, 1995, has won the Grey Cup? More recently than a Canadian team has won the Stanley Cup in 1993. You know what? We'll go ahead and start it off with you, Jason.
Yeah, I don't know. It's between grass and AstroTurf. You know, I would think that grass probably would be better playing on these.
Well, I'm talking about the Grey Cup. Are you on the same topic I'm on?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm so sorry about that.
No, that's okay. No big deal. It's okay.
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a moment, anyways. That's
Okay.
coming up next, anyhow. But go. Let's say what the Baltimore Stallions won the Grey Cup in 1995, and the Canadians in 1993. So that means the Canadians have been there for a while. That's okay. That's actually our next topic. So no big deal. So, yeah, but it's really interesting. Proceed if you want to.
Oh yeah, you know what? The Grey Cup has just been, kind of like a historic soccer, icon for a long time, and I haven't myself watched so much of, too much of soccer, but at the same time, you go from that to the World Cup, and it's getting to be more of a popular sport, overseas and the United States. I know it's a lot of people are like having a hard time with the popularity, even still, me myself included. But yeah, definitely, I think it brings a lot of. The Grey Cup will always be historic as far as soccer fans is concerned.
Well, the Grey Cup, just so you know, is a Canadian Football League.
Oh,
no big deal. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you confused it with the World Cup. No big deal.
Oh, okay. My mistake there, Scott.
No, don't worry about it, Jason. It happens. But yeah, we had a lot of great World Cup coverage over the summer. There's no question the World Cup is one of a kind. The Grey Cup is just such a rare feat when you have a team actually in Baltimore, where football, that was when the Colts actually left. They were looking to fill in the void with the Baltimore Stallions, let alone got a championship out of the whole thing.
Go ahead.
And then obviously the Canadians are in 1993. So what I'm saying is the city of Baltimore ended up getting a championship, and the last Canadian team to get one is in 93. Okay, go ahead, Jason. You want to continue?
Oh, I just wanted to say, like the Canadian Football League, like Toronto Argonauts, like I've heard,
right.
And we got this, a lot of those NFL players and college players came out of there, and came out of the NFL and quit the NFL to go play CFL. So definitely, I believe Warren Moon was there.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, so like I said, I think it's just a good thing for Baltimore, and it'll definitely help for the United States. But yeah, it's historic, the Grey Cup, and that's all I can say about that. Well, go ahead. Thank you very much.
Oh, no problem. You're good. That's all good. Okay, go ahead, Lucas.
Yeah, the Grey Cup. I'm just learning about this today. Just about the CFL. Yeah. I know, right? Yeah. I mean, I was just, it's Canadian Football League. Cool. Like, what, Johnny Manziel played in it? That's right.
He got run out of the league.
Yeah, right?
I know a little something about this.
Okay. Take it over, Cliff.
Okay. Yeah, that was, I remember when that happened. That was like insane to me. I'm like, wait, they're the Canadian Football League and Baltimore won. And it was only there for the 1 year, and like, all right, good for them. But here's a little interesting thing. The man there's someone who his name is Ron Snyder. He wrote a book about it and created a half-hour documentary, and he's my colleague. He is adjunct at Towson University.
Okay,
yes, he teaches 2 classes right now. He's teaching public relations writing and law, comm law for advertising and PR. So yeah, I've met him. His book is actually in our bookstore. You can get his book in our bookstore. We even had a little premiere at our campus for that half-hour documentary, talking about, it was just this surreal idea of like, yeah, the Canadian Football League had a team in Baltimore. Yeah, yeah, like you said, they didn't have a team. It's like the Colts were gone, the Ravens hadn't gotten there yet, and it's like, all right, we'll take them, and they won. I'm sure that did not make people in Canada happy.
Sure.
I was like, come on, come on, we like it. You win it the one year. I always like that. That's a big cup too. I'm like, they like that. I'm like, they probably it's the Stanley Cup's influence definitely in there, because that ain't your normal trophy. It's got a very it's not exactly like the Stanley Cup, but you can definitely see the influence of it, the way it's designed. But yeah, it's Ron Snyder. He's a good guy. I've met him, and he talked all about that in his book. And but yeah, it's that was amazing to me when that happened. Like the Baltimore Stallions. It's like even they called them the Stallions. They can't call them the Colts. We'll call them the Stallions instead. It's a horse kind of thing. So yeah, we'll go with that. But yeah, that was crazy when it was happening, and I love the fact that I teach in the shadow with Bob Townsend's right next to Baltimore, and the guy, like I said, I work with the guy who wrote the thing wrote it and did the documentary on it. So so that was astounding to me that they won, and I don't know if they'll ever do that again. I don't know if the CFL will ever allow that to happen again.
Thank you for that input.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's one time I can't really lean on you, because you're right. Baltimore's in there one and done, and there was a void filled when the Colts left. And Baltimore's proven it was a great football town, and it still is. Obviously the Colts set the standard for years, and then excuse me, Colts set the standard for years. The Stallions proved that even the Canadian Football League can draw. And then obviously we know about the Ravens. That goes without saying. Go ahead, Adam.
Well, shout out to my podcast partner in crime, Chris Heidel, because he and I have talked about the Baltimore Stallions on our show before. And last night on our show, we actually had the former owner of the Stallions on.
Did you really?
Jim Spiros, because of the passing of O.J. Brigance
Okay.
of ALS. So it's like, if you go search Herb FM Sports Radio on YouTube, it is the last part of the show, and O.J. Brigance is the only player to win a Grey Cup and a Super Bowl.
Really?
Yes, that is correct. Yeah, so it's like, so Chris and I, we have talked with Ron Snyder on our show before about the book about the dinner that they had last year with the reunion. It was really cool. Jim's always been a really nice guy to have on our show, and when I heard about O.J. Brigance, I had a funny feeling Chris would have someone on, and so go search Herb FM Sports Radio on YouTube, and Chris and I last night it was like around 9:45. We talked with Jim Spiros about O.J. Brigance, so it was a really cool conversation, and I've enjoyed talking with Ron Schneider in the past, and I actually knew that.
So, by the way, just on next week's edition of the Sports Exchange, we are going to be talking about O.J. Brigance. And Adam, you do have an open invitation to come on the show anytime you want.
I'll try my hardest, to come on.
Yeah, I like having you on. You add something very good to this show, but we will be talking about that next week.
Scott, you should reach out to my podcast partner, crime Chris Heidel. Since he lives outside of Baltimore, he knew about O.J. Brigance, and maybe, I don't know, if you could get Jim Spiros on the, we had him on the phone last night, but Jim knew about O.J., and he was a talented player with the Stallions, so, it was, so I actually knew about the Stallions winning a Grey Cup, and it will never, ever happen again.
All my things get run through Candy. She handles all that and then sets everything up, and we go from
To
there.
reach out to Chris.
There you go. All right, so go ahead, Candy. Some thoughts about this unique FYI.
I mean, it'll never happen again because they only allowed the American team in there for a couple of years. But obviously, the Stanley Cup could happen more because there's teams all over. I will quick share because Cliff, you talked about this. I'm just going to give you a quick picture of that is the Grey Cup.
Yeah. Yeah, you can
That's
definitely
big,
see.
you're right.
Yeah, you can definitely
Okay.
see the Stanley Cup. There's an influence there.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right, Cliff. That is a big trophy. I
Yeah.
can only imagine.
Yeah.
Great stuff, Cliff.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to comment on this?
I mean, I will say this, Scott. It's called regarding the Stanley Cup. Lucas and I live in North Carolina, and last year it was pretty awesome to see our Carolina Hurricanes go to Las Vegas and win the Stanley Cup for the second time in 20 years. So, Stanley Cup, until the start of the season, it comes through, our home state here in North Carolina. So I'm ready for hockey season.
Yeah, I kind of figured you would. I'm glad you made that mention.
Yeah, Scott. I had to do it.
Well, I don't care. Do what you want. We're on the air here. We're here to educate.
All good, my friend. All good.
It's all good. Educate, entertain, inform. Right, Cliff? You're going to be testing on it next week.
Educate,
anyway.
entertainment, inform. Yes, I'm
There you go.
familiar with that. I'm familiar with that.
Well, yeah, we got to be more and more familiar with it when I drill it in your head. And if I ever see you, I'll tattoo it on your forehead.
You don't have to do that.
I will. All right, well, we'll tattoo it on your germ bull's hat.
I definitely needed a little education on that, so thank you very much. I appreciate it.
It's all good.
You're welcome on the Stallion, since
right on.
Like I said, so shout out to
So
hi, Chris.
All right, so let's go to our featured topic of the night, and that's what the title of the show is. Ken Griffey has a desire to be part of the Seattle SuperSonics. Let me go over the particulars, okay? And that's it. Well, I mean, what else do you need to know? The bottom line is Ken Griffey, to me, is a Hall of Famer and a first ballot Hall of Famer. He says the Sonics are part of the city's fabric that is missing, and he simply wants to be a part of the ownership group. Some thoughts, Jason?
Yeah, he was with Gary Payton, I believe, some of the older Seattle Supersonic players, and as a player, he got in with some ownership with Mariners. So this would be I love Seattle Supersonics, like just the colors, just the whole 90s NBA, mantra. I mean, they brought Seattle Kraken for an expansion. Bring back the Expos, bring them back. All these expansion teams. But for Seattle, for Griffey, would be a huge thing for that city, and it would be good for the NBA. I really do believe that it'll bring some interest there, and with a guy like Griffey, a known name, a Hall of Famer, first ballot, 650 plus home runs, he's done it all. Great center fielder. I still think he might be maybe the second best center field other than Willie Mays back there. So I think this would be an excellent situation. Will they be able to get Seattle's approval, the city? We'll see, but I love it. I like the other players. Like, we had Detlef Schrempf, we had Irvin Johnson.
Right.
Not Magic Johnson, the center.
Sean
Kemp and so Kendall Gill. So these guys, Ray Allen. So I mean,
Nate McMillan.
It's definitely Nate McMillan, excellent. BJ Askew. Like some of these guys, like this would be a good thing for the city of Seattle. And will they do it? We only can wait and see if that'll happen. So I would love to see it happen. This would be cool.
All right, go ahead, Lucas.
Once upon a time, in 2007, there was a guy by the name of Kevin Durant who stepped into the NBA
Right.
and played for the Seattle SuperSonics. Going back to the King Griffey situation, that would fit right up his alley. Going into that heritage of the Seattle SuperSonics again with Gary Payton. I mean, bring it back. Yeah, I mean, and when they bring it back, it's not a matter of if. I feel like it's a matter of when. It's gonna have some kind of influence on King Griffey to. All right, let's do this. Let's make this happen.
You see,
'Cause no,
no, go ahead, finish. I'm sorry.
no, you're no. Well,
Yeah,
make some additions.
yeah, no, I've seen again. I've seen like one or two games over at that time. It was called the Key Arena, and it was and those. And I'm gonna tell you, those Seattle fans are passionate. I hated to see them lose that team to begin with. I understand the arena was a big problem. They got a brand new place now, so I think the NBA is definitely planning to bring the Sonics back, and it looks like there's ownership and a lot of people behind this group. It's not a matter of if now. I think it's a matter of when. But if Kevin, I'll tell you, Ken Griffey Jr. wants to be a part of that ownership group, you have to have him because he's very iconic in that city. I'll turn it over to Cliff.
Yeah, I keep gonna do that. You're definitely gonna lynch. You're definitely going to. That's probably going to be the big thing that really puts him over if he is involved with Ken Griffey Jr. having someone high profile as him. I'd love to see the Supersonics back as well. Every time they might not have to do an expansion team. Like I always jump on the Sacramento Kings. Just move the Kings. Just move the Sacramento. I'm moving them to Las Vegas. I'm moving them there. Sacramento Kings are just silly, so just make them they can still be the Supersonics. But yeah, they were a good team. I'd love to see Griffey be part of that. Yeah, it's so because I mean he is one of the greatest players. It was just his swing was just insane. It like how did he do that? It looked like he put like no effort whatsoever. It's like I'm like they did just go flying. Like he never looked like he swung hard ever. It's like I can't do that. How did you do that? He's Ken Griffey Jr. Ken Griffey Jr. can do that. He's got Ken Griffey Sr.'s genetics inside of him too, so that has to help. But yeah, that would be that's the way they're gonna do it. You gotta involve him. Maybe involve some other former Seattle guys in there too, to help along. So it's that would be a great thing. Would they get their own arena, or would it be the Climate Pledge, or is just Climate Pledge purely hockey? Because sometimes they have that. Yeah, lots of times these arenas do the dual thing, but sometimes these arenas like, oh no, we can't do that. But so they might have a place to already play too. So I think that would be a great idea to have Ken Griffey there, and the Supersonics being back. I missed the Supersonics, and I always like they're going to Oklahoma City. What? That just was bizarre. I'm like, of all the places, but like I said, the NBA has weird markets. Okay, they have very weird markets that nobody else has. Sure. So, but yeah,
they have a lot of They have a lot of markets where they have. The only game in town is what they have. And we can get into a full discussion there.
Yeah, but Seattle's got to be back though. Seattle's
hey, listen, you're not getting a debate out of me. Yeah. I hated to see him go in the first place.
Yeah,
think about the fact. I mean, I just think you really do. But that said, let's go over to Adam.
There was a time when the Seattle SuperSonics played in Seattle, and if you were a fan of the NBA in the '90s, you remember Denver and Seattle in the iconic Western. In that iconic Western Conference playoff matchup. This Griffey and the Supersonics would be a match made in Seattle sports fan for all of the Seattle sports fans. I mean, it's like Cliff said, when I heard that Seattle was going to Oklahoma City, I was like, wait a minute, you're going where? You're going to a state that it's known they don't the other before Oklahoma City, they didn't have a pro sports team. All they had was I believe they had a minor league baseball team,
Yeah,
but the
AAA.
state was run by the Oklahoma State Cowboys and the Oklahoma Sooners. So now it's like, but the Seattle SuperSonics, they need to come back. It would be perfect for Seattle sports fans, and I can say yes, I have watched college basketball games at the Climate Pledge Arena. The locals, yeah, there is a local college called the Seattle University Redhawks who play in the West Coast Conference right now,
Right.
and they have some of their games at the
Okay.
Climate Pledge Arena. So Commissioner Adam Silver, if if you're it's called if you're out there, we all want the Seattle SuperSonics to come back. Please find a way to make it happen and have Ken Griffey Jr. as one of the owners, because it would be perfect. It would be gorgeous, amazing. It needs to happen ASAP.
Great stuff, Adam. Candy, go ahead.
Obviously, when the Supersonics left in 2008, it left a basketball void in Seattle. Griffey, obviously a iconic career in Seattle. He already holds ownership stakes in both the Mariners and MLS's Seattle Sounders. So it makes sense, yes, that he would actually be part of the Supersonics as well. Why not put one of your biggest sports iconic figures backing another Seattle team? It just makes sense. Why wouldn't you?
Be sweet.
Okay, let's continue on. A few more topics when we get to. We have a video we want to play as well. One of those being Gillette Stadium is reverting back to artificial turf after hosting 7 FIFA World Cup matches in grass. Okay, you were talking about a little bit, Jason. Now you can talk about it. Go ahead.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? You said they were going back to AstroTurf. Here's the thing. I'm on the fence with the AstroTurf and grass. I love grass because it less injuries. People, your foot's not going to get stuck. You know, of course, we know Oklahoma's Billy Sims ended up injuring his knee because I think it was in Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken. Right. He had his final game where he was actually complaining about the turf, and he ended up getting hurt in that game. So I like the grass. I just don't really like the AstroTurf. I never did. I never liked it at Ford Field. I didn't like it at Pontiac Silverdome. I just even Michigan Stadium even had it for a while back in the 80s, 70s. I just like the grass more because it just helps the players. They're not going to be injured, or at least there's always going to be injuries, right? But there's not going to be that sort of issue when it comes to that. But I can understand in some ways. But like I said, it should be a poll on the players. What do you guys think? Players. Go ahead, Adam.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when Michigan had AstroTurf. I think the last season was like 89 or 90, and it was like, I mean, you look at the injuries that we've seen with AstroTurf. Look at Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
He had injury last year. When he was with the Jets or the Dolphins, one of the two, and he hasn't recovered yet. Why? Because of AstroTurf, and it's like, hey, even the Buffalo Bills' new stadium at Highmark Stadium,
sure,
they now have grass, and we've seen so many injuries with AstroTurf. I don't know why the Patriots are doing it. I love when they had grass, but I guess now when you go up there to Gillette Stadium, be very careful. Otherwise, you too could join the list of players over the years from the NFL who've had injuries because of playing on AstroTurf.
Well, it's funny, Jason, you bring that up about the Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome. I covered Lions games there.
Yeah.
And I actually went on the turf myself with hiking boots my hiking boot got caught in that turf. I had to,
Really?
yeah, I did, and I had to have I had to have my fluids drained in my knee, so I know all about that stadium. That was a tough play. I mean,
Wow.
I was allowed on the field before we went into the locker room, and we're allowed on the field, so we can get back to the
Sure.
conferences. So
Right.
I'm glad I can appreciate you bringing up the Billy Sim Metrodome story. I can also appreciate the fact that Michigan Stadium did have it for a long time as well. All right, let's go ahead to Lucas.
I mean, it's becoming a laughing stock at this point. I mean, whenever the Super Bowl has turf, it's just like, okay, let's prove to the world that AstroTurf is terrible. Like, you have so many injuries on it, and it's just becoming just like someone needs to step in. Like, the only reason I feel like these areas and these Super Bowls are being hosted on AstroTurf is just to let high populations see these injuries and make, okay, let's actually make some donations or some, we need to put in some money to make these upgrades, because this is getting ridiculous. This has been going on for, gosh, 15 years, something like that, or maybe more. But yeah, the switch to grass is just so, whenever you have those rainy days, I mean, you tear up those fields. I mean, just in
Yeah.
general, I mean, the ground game for some running backs is just like, you look behind you and like, oh shoot, it's like an entire a practice chipping green over here, like just chip, like just divots out, divots out, divots. I'm like, okay, like, I mean, I understand FIFA wanting grass 100%. Yeah, do that. But to switch it back, no, don't. That's that. I don't know. It's
Well, it's
it's
well, you're
yeah,
saying it's counterproductive.
big time.
Okay, go ahead, Cliff.
Yeah, I'm totally against going back. I mean, they had it there. Then just find a way to. Yeah, it might cost more, and it might be a pain uh to take care of. But your investment in the players. It's like they're your most they're your biggest draw, and you got to be able to protect them. So it's like, if they can come up with an artificial turf that doesn't do what these things do, then go for it. I'm all for the grass. I'm a Giants fan, and they did the same thing in
Meadowlands.
MetLife Stadium. I hate calling it that. But yeah, they had that in there too, and it's I've never been a fan. Even when the Giants were winning Super Bowls, I was never a fan of the old school AstroTurf. I always liked the grass flip fields. Just, I mean, this is the NFL. All right, there's no other league that makes more money. Do something. Get scientists or something to like come up with like some hybrid, like super strong grass that will be preserved, that you can use, and whatever. I mean, we're in 2026. You can't, like, yeah, are you playing a little with science here? But it's still regular grass. It's like, it's yeah, it's I've never been a fan of the turf because so many players have been hurt, and heck, the Giants, lots of guys got hurt with that, with the turf too. So it's like, I've never been a fan, but now even less so. Oh, it looks more like grass, but everybody knows it's not. So yeah, they got to dump it. They got to dump it. Everybody should be playing on grass.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Yeah, natural grass is what you have to do.
Get those
Go ahead,
black
Adam.
pebbles in your
Yeah,
shoes.
you know, like I said earlier, we've seen so many injuries on natural turf. It's not even funny. Um, I love natural grass because, yeah, like Lucas mentioned, it can get chippy, but AstroTurf, it's like, I mean, I've I've heard stories about, you know, the old Houston Astrodome when the Oilers played there, and Three River Stadium when the Steelers played there, and it's like, no one liked playing on AstroTurf. It's not my favorite, you know, when it comes to football. Yeah, we've seen college teams on AstroTurf as well, but give me natural grass any day. We all walk on natural grass, in a park or whatnot. So Give me natural grass over AstroTurf
Couldn't agree
any
more. All right.
day of the week.
Okay, Candy, close it out.
In July of 2018, the Packers became the first NFL team to adopt SIS grass hybrid turf technology. Basically, it's 95% grass. The other percent is turf. It's a hybrid, though, and uh, it utilized a laser guided technology for precision fiber injection, completing the project in just 7 days. It makes a milestone in advancing field technology for professional football. The surface ensures faster recovery times and improved consistency, meeting the high performance standards of this iconic NFL team. Uh, it allows them to play on more natural. It's 95% real natural grass. It's Kentucky bluegrass is what they play on. So
Okay.
yeah,
And you're a fan of what NFL team?
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I think I know who Candy's favorite quarterback is too. He was a star. So he was a star at Southern Mississippi back in the day.
Brett. That's
Oh,
Scott's
Brett Favre.
Brett Favre was so much fun. I love
Or I
Brett
mean,
Favre.
I could have said the quarter, or I could have said the quarterback who played college ball.
So Candy, you're saying basically the Packers play on Kentucky bluegrass?
Yep.
Interesting.
Ooh.
That's really interesting.
Very.
And there's an official name for it. Make sure you insert it later on when you record everything in there. So, no, all right. One more topic. We're going to put a little tape on a place we ended up going. So, and you know, we're going to get to the Islanders thing next week, Cliff. How does that sound?
Okay, no problem.
But we will talk about Trey Mancini announces retirement from MLB after 8 seasons with the Orioles, Astros, Cubs, Angels. He battled colon cancer, and he was a part of the Astros 2022 World Series Championship. Let's talk about the legacy of Trey Mancini. We'll start it off with you, Jason.
He'll be a local hero for just because I always love good stories like that. You know, like I think, as a matter of fact, there's been a lot of players, you know, that have come back from, or just come back from cancer, or come back from an illness, or come back from an injury, and fans love that. And he had even though it was only an 8-year career, that's a long time for what he did for the city of Baltimore, and then he went on to win the World Series with Houston. But I give him a lot of credit for fighting through it. I knew some friends that have passed to that, and I give him all the credit in the world for fighting through it and to keep playing, and it's not easy, and I can't think of the top of my head as far as like sports players at the moment. I'm probably here in a minute, but who have battled and they have come back. So definitely a solid career, even though it was only 8 years. But at the same time, he went out a champion, and he'll be a champion in life too.
Great stuff. I like it, Lucas.
Yeah, I mean, Mancini was a stud before he got diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer. I mean, his last year before he had to get treatment for it, he had 35 home runs. I mean, I always talk about who's on my fantasy team, and this guy was on it because he was just, 291 with 35 home runs. That's a big number. And then you get stage 3 colon cancer, that'll knock you out. I mean, my dad had stage 1. Luckily, he survived, and that hit it forever changed him. And for Mancini to come back and hit 21 home runs for a 255 average, whoa. And then you play for another 2 years after that. That's toughness beyond measure. That just says how much grit and how much he just wants to play the game.
Sure.
He doesn't care about all the BS that's aligned with it. He doesn't care about the money. It helps, but he just loved baseball so much. And that says, all those stats say that right there for what stage 3 colon cancer does to people.
Okay. Okay, go ahead, Cliff.
Okay, he's been a really good player, and it's really surprising, especially at that age, to be so young with that. I'm at that age now where I have to worry about that.
Right.
I've already had 2 of them. Just had one on Monday, colonoscopy on Monday.
Right.
Yeah, so yeah, so it ain't fun. You go to sleep. Don't worry about it. The hardest part is the prep. You go to sleep. They put you to sleep, and then you wake up, and it's. But yeah. Trey Mancini. Yeah, I really liked watching him play. He always kind of had like an old school feel to him. I don't know. There's something about the aura to him. He had an old school baseball. He could have played in like any era. Honestly, to watch the way I watch him play, and the way he's able to come back. It just shows the true heart. And I wish more baseball players, more athletes in general, would have that mentality and have that thing deep inside them. Because he would have, if that didn't happen, and he would have had a big long career, and he might have been a possible Hall of Fame. We'll never know, but he might have probably had a chance to do that. But he's a Hall of Famer in life, being able to do that, and I think it's. I wish him well. I really do wish him well, and I hope he never has to deal with that ever again. And maybe he can help some people out there, people who are dealing with that, and put a face on it.
Yeah, unfortunately, the numbers won't get him in Cooperstown, but he's a Hall of Fame
No.
person
Yeah.
and an inspiration, and that's all you can hope for. And yes, I've have colonoscopies before, and you need to get them, otherwise you'll face an unfortunate result. Go ahead, Adam.
Yeah, when I heard the news about Trey Mancini, I wish him nothing but the best going forward. Doing what he did with the Orioles, outstanding Major League Baseball player all around. Like Manson Scott, his numbers won't get him into Cooperstown, but he's an inspiration for everyone else who's going through what he's going through.
Right.
And I love what Lucas and Cliff said, and I echo exactly what they said as well.
Okay, Candy, you have the last word. Then we have a special video we're going to run by you tonight. Roll up the Travel Channel. Go ahead, Candy.
I think part of what helped him recover and beat colon cancer was MLB. The fact that he knew that he could come back and he could play. I think it's remarkable what he's done afterwards. Let's face it, we've all known someone that's had it at some point. The C word is an ugly word, but the treatment for it completely wears you out and it changes your body. And I think that's something that if we've never experienced it ourselves, it's hard for us to know and appreciate what he did coming back and being able to play at such an elite level after going through all of that. Because let's face it, even the C word messes with your mind.
Oh,
Of course.
that's Candy, yeah.
Yeah, well, amazingly enough, Adam talks about autism. I'm dealing with Alzheimer's, so, and hasn't been easy either. But
No,
I just take it in stride. I don't let it bother me. I just go out there,
yeah,
battle my butt off, and keep doing this stuff to keep my mind active. And I figure if I keep my mind active, then
Yeah.
I'll keep this thing going. And
Hey,
I think that's the thing I live for, is doing these shows and covering events every night and watching my wife go out there and play with my service cat Rusty, who is the most feisty little animal that you ever did see, but he is absolutely cotton picking.
I'll do my best to try to keep you sharp and get you mad, so I can keep you keep you on focus and all that in any way I can.
Hey Cliff, I'm gonna tell you something, brother. We can say what we want about how much fun we have on the air, pal. I love having you on. You are great, man. Cliff and I have a lot of fun as time continues to go on, and he continues to grow like we hope everybody on this show will. Obviously Lucas is here, Jason's here, Adam's getting his first crack at this, and Cliff is on all the time. We have a good time. We could argue a little. It's all fun though. I mean, it's all lighthearted stuff. And when I get new faces on here, I get excited. I'm gonna tell you something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have new faces in here all the time to keep it fresh for both hours. And Adam got his crack at this thing, and
I did.
he's done a pretty good job too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can say that the first time I met you, Scott and Candy, at the AC kickoff, it was really cool since I have gone on Candy's show, Three Chicks in a Pot in the past, so it's like I knew him on here, but I never knew him in person. So when me and Candy and Scott and my co-host Chris, Candy's partner crime Jen, and my mom when we all went to get barbecue in Charlotte, right before the AC kickoff, it was really cool to meet Candy and Scott in person, and then seeing what they did in Charlotte at the AC kickoff. It was their first time being there. It was my fourth time there, and it's like this year in the ACC, it runs through Coral Gables, Florida, and Scott and Candy cover the Miami Hurricanes, and it's like, you want to be the best in the ACC, you got to take down the mighty Miami Hurricanes. It ain't going to be easy, but I have had an absolute blast being on here for my first time. I will be back, and just to let everyone know, please subscribe to Herb FM Sports Radio on YouTube, where you can catch Chris Heidel and myself every Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. It is college football season, so we'll have plenty of guests on talking college football, also the NFL, Major League Baseball, and whatever Chris can find. So,
I've already told you got an open invite. So with that said, Candy, we got a couple of minutes to play that one small video of the Naiads.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that real quick, and then we'll go around the horn to wrap this bad boy up. It's a great little video. It allows us to promote the newest YouTube channel here that Candy and Rob have a show with. Go ahead, Candy.
Give me 1 second here. Okay, it's right here. Just got in front. Share.
Hello, everybody. Scott Morgan, Roth Destination Discovery Media Network, Like Art. And now we have some behind us. This is a statue of the Naiads, a little bit of a waterfall here underneath a nice tarp. And again, this personifies exactly what Tarpon Springs is all about. A lot of art, a lot of culture, and it's really been pretty cool out here. Any opportunity that I could get to promote art, I'll do that. Let me read the bio on this here because it's really neat stuff. The Naiads, actually, the artist on this is Glenna Goodacre, installed in 2019. And it reads on here, graceful and spirited, the Naiads in Greek and Roman mythology inhabit water, providing life to springs, rivers, tanks, and fountains. Goodacre's Naiads reflect her remarkable ability to capture expression. Created in 1989, this is the artist's proof set, edition 15. The fountain and base of the Naiads are constructed from stone imported from the Greek island of Kalamenos in the Dodecanese archipelago. And actually, when you look at Dodecanese, that's the main road that we're on, that I actually look at is the equivalent to like a main street. And we've been actually on this road the whole time. So Dodecanese, Main Street, either way, this is where all the activity is going. You see some shops up ahead behind me or to the front of me, and it's just been really surreal to try to capture as much of Tarpon Springs as we can. So Scott Morgan, Roth Destination Discovery Media Network, asking you to look at that red subscribe button and please hit it. And we'll provide you as much content as we can to make sure that when we go to a city, we give you everything we possibly can. Take care. Catch you the next time. Bye now. All right, so what we have there is a sample of what you're going to get Monday nights on the No Limits Travel Show with Candy and Rob Maraska. Rob's not on here tonight; he's on assignment. But anyway, so quick thoughts about that, Jason. We have another 7 minutes to go in the show. I mean, again, we're willing to try different things, go to different places, but Tarpon Spring, Florida, is what I consider the equivalent to Greektown at Detroit, Jason.
Oh yeah, definitely. I haven't been to Tarpon Springs, but I have been down in those areas, Boca Raton and whatnot. I don't know those areas like y'all do, but I think that's really cool that you took a little video there. You got the little statues there, and that's excellent information. That's definitely cool. Like you said, yeah, Greektown in Detroit, kind of the same situation. You can ride the little scooters down there too. So, but yeah, I love that, Scott. Good stuff, man.
Okay, Lucas, a little different than what you're used to seeing, but this is something surreal. Of course, nowadays everybody's got video cameras. Well, I never had them when I needed them years ago, but we had an opportunity to do something over the weekend. And by the way, we don't have time tonight, but Candy and I went out there and hit our final spring training park for a TD Bank Park, I think, out in Dunedin, home of the Toronto Blue Jays. And we were able to use that one on Saturday. And then on Sunday, we were able to spend the day in Tarpon. Some thoughts, Lucas.
Yeah, I mean, it's right on the Gulf. I mean, you got a gorgeous view of just the lovely sunsets of the out there. And it's just a totally different area than the Atlantic. I mean, it just has, I don't know, it's just has a different feel to it. You have so much just real estate to just explore, even though it's beautiful. I mean, I've always wanted to try to look at that area, and it just doesn't feel as hot as you would typically think Florida would be, because it's just in that you just get that summer breeze, and it just feels okay. This is the cool part of Florida. So,
okay,
definitely
great stuff. All right, Cliff, real quick.
Well, it's great to see what your new ventures, and it's doing so well. You're really showcasing areas and not the typical things, So I think those are a lot of things people are interested in.
Sure.
People go to the big things, but you go off things that aren't what everybody knows about. And I think that's the thing that's really important about that. And those are things that are really, that's the real deep things. Those are the real things that kind of show you what an area is, what's unique about them. And I think that's probably the most valuable thing about what you guys are doing. You're not just doing the typical travel thing. You're finding things that are different. And I applaud you for that. It's like I want to go down there. You don't get to travel very much these days, so
you know what?
That'd be great to know.
I'll say this: I applaud you for saying that, because that's exactly our mission. Is for trying to hit different videos most people wouldn't think of. So you get a bullseye there, not a loud one because I don't have much voice left, but you still get a bullseye.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. No, because that's exactly what our objective is. It's hit different things that most people will tell you. Okay, Adam, so quick thoughts. Candy will wrap it up.
What Candy told me about the channel you guys are doing, I love it. The Gulf Coast is going for seafood, and really cool you guys were able to go to your finals spring training facility.
Yeah.
All in all, I am a prior subscriber. So, I love what you guys are doing. And Scott and Candy, you guys are always welcome up here to Waynesville, North Carolina, where I live. I'll take you on a guided tour, of my town, and show you guys, some of the cool spots to go to. It's called it, to broaden your travel channel. So it's called, if you guys want to ever come up here, let me know. I'll take you around.
Well, just so you know, we're going back to the ACC kickoff. I'm hooked.
That's Charlotte, but I live in the western part of the state, so it's.
Oh, do you?
I live near Asheville, so it's like I can take you.
Oh, I love Asheville.
Lucas knows knows where Waynesville is.
Oh,
Don't you,
Waynesville's beautiful. Waynesville's nice. Maggie Valley, Cherokee. I mean, you get some
Thank you.
cool stuff.
Lucas is called, it's called, now that I know you work at News 13, I just told my Holly Hedrick, and I am, but is Holly there tonight?
Let me check.
By the way, ACC kickoff is. I've been to Asheville. I love the Blue Ridge Mountains.
Yeah, well,
Hendersonville.
Come on back.
I think so.
It's called, I know how.
She worked this weekend, and I think she's pulling double duty. So
did.
yeah,
I know she
yeah.
did. It's called, Holly and I know each other quite well.
Great stuff. All right, Candy, take us the rest of the way.
So what I would say about our trip is we go to a destination and then we discover the destination. That's the whole meaning behind Destination Discovery's Media Network. So yes, we went to Tarpon Springs. Yes, it's a Greek town, has lots of Greek influence. It's known as the sponge capital of the world. Greek immigrants went there. They've been harvesting sponges there for eons, forever. And there was all kinds of boats along the dock, and they would show us how they would go out. They would scrape, sponges grow on rocks, and they would scrape the rock, leaving just a little bit of the sponge on the rock so it can grow back again. And then they'd harvest the sponges. This video that we took literally is on the main thoroughfare. There's a roundabout. Scott hates roundabouts, but this is in the middle of that roundabout. We went over there and we took this video. So yeah, what I like about it is, yes, we go to some of the big name places. Obviously, if you go to the channel, we went to Key West, we went to the southernmost point, we did a video there. But we also find the unusual things that people don't always think about. And that's what I also like about it. Now, if you go to the YouTube channel, that we're going to be putting up a video where Scott talks to one of the young kids down there that is helping with advertising for one of the local restaurants. But he actually has lived in Greece and he's lived here. He does a video with Scott and they talk about it. When we were in Naples, you did a video with a local that's a teacher in Naples.
Right.
I like some of that too. So it's not just always going to a place and telling a story. It's also telling people's stories too, which I like on the travel.
Yeah, I look for local people on top of the. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to run into our spiel, but go ahead, Scott.
Yeah, I like talking to local people as well as hitting particular places.
I wanted to add one point before you guys wrap up. I commend you guys. You guys travel when you can. You're making memories, Candy, and that's most important. And you're doing videos that are unique, like Cliff says, that not like the normal people. And I think that's an incredible just way to go. And
Thanks.
just when you guys can get out there, the more that you can, like I love traveling. I'm still trying to plan my next getaway. I am in Tennessee right now, but like I said, I love that you guys do that, and I always did, and I'm glad that you were able to see some spring training, and I think the most important thing is to make memories, and that's huge, and that means a lot. It's inspiring for everybody.
I can say that. I can say this. You're talking about Mookie Betts and the PBA Tour earlier. Well, I've traveled all over the country to see the best bowlers in the world compete on the PBA Tour. I've gone to Reno, Nevada twice. I've gone to Shawnee, Oklahoma. I've gone to Akron, Ohio for the Tournament of Champions 3 times. I've gone up to Portland, Maine. I've gone to Jupiter, Florida. And growing up in New Hampshire, watching the PBA Tour as a kid, I never thought I would get a chance to travel, all these different places. And they're the people I do on the PBA Tour, and they always look forward to seeing me. They always keep up with each other on social media, and it's like I'm just waiting for the 2027 PBA Tour schedule to come out so I can play my next trip. It's all. I work at a grocery store, so I don't take normal vacations. I get on an airplane from Asheville Regional Airport, and I go see my friends on the PBA tour, and it's like, and I love it, and always continue to do it for the rest of my life.
Good for you. All right. Well, we're running out of time, Candy. So I'll let everybody go around the horn to let everybody hold, and then Candy will finish it off. Go ahead, Jason. Let everybody know they can reach you.
Sure. You can find me on Facebook, Jason Proc, and also Proc Sports Edge 1 on YouTube. I also write for StadiumRant.com. And you also can catch me on the Sports Exchange Wednesday nights from 9 Eastern to 11 p.m., guys. I always love coming on the show. This is a great show. We just kind of somewhat wing it, and I'm more than blessed to be here, and I'm thankful for it.
Well, I just want to say everything to the crew before we sign off. Everybody gets an A+ for their participation tonight. A+ from Jason to Lucas to Cliff, Adam, and Candy as well. So there's your grade for the night. With that said, Lucas, let everybody know they can reach you.
Yeah, right now I'm taking a little hiatus from social media, but I'll probably reach you at some point. It's Lens Through Lucas on Instagram, and then Lucas Nelson on Facebook.
Sounds good. All right, Cliff.
Cliff Neal on Facebook, Cliff Neal 55 on Instagram. I've been doing that a little bit more now, dabbling with X, but not too much. My semester starts this coming next week, so TUN Towson University Newscast should be starting to put out some stuff. You won't see me, but my kids' work is, and that's what I really care about.
Well, as long as we got you on Wednesday night at 9:00, that's all that matters to me.
You got me.
That sounds good. Because if you get off this thing, I'm going to miss my debates, and nobody can take the beating you can take from me.
I'll be here as long as you want me here.
Oh, you're here for good, man.
Okay.
I need a punching bag and a friend.
Punching bag. You keep calling me a punching bag. It's not a punching bag. I'm dodging you left and right. I'm not really feeling much from you there.
Well, let me tell you, you're a great friend, Cliff. That's why I brought you on in the first place. And now that we're having fun on this show, it's all good. All right, Adam, go ahead. Candy, we'll close out the show.
You can find me on Facebook at Adam Limerick, and that's also my name on Instagram. You can find me on Twitter at AllSportsFan24, and also, like I've said, subscribe to Herb FM Sports Radio here on YouTube. Follow Herb FM on X, and that's where you can catch the podcast with Chris Heidel and I every Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, sometimes 7:15, depends on the guest, but that's how you guys can find me.
Sounds good. All right, Candy, take us the rest of the way.
South Florida Tribune Publishing Company published a book, Lessons to the Microphone, Tuning into the Enduring Wisdom of Visionary Leaders. It is written by our host, Scott, the Motor City Madmouth Morganroth, talks about his 40-plus years in the media business. Go get your copy today. It's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Kindle, Google, and Apple Books. Audiobook is also out there. Link on our website, www.southfloridatribune.com, where there's a plethora of other great content. If you like to listen to podcasts, you can find us wherever you get your podcasts. If you want to be a guest or sponsor a show, email us at southfloridatribune@gmail.com. If you see the red subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner, that means you have not yet subscribed to us. Honestly, I don't know what you're waiting for. Just click it, like us, share us, and then turn on your notifications so you're notified every time we go live. Monday nights is baseball night. Tuesday nights is football. Wednesday nights, anything goes. Thursday night is either hockey or soccer. Most of the time it's going to be hockey going forward. And then on Fire Up, you can come over to the Country Club. That's my show where we talk sports. And then last but not least, Monday nights, No Limits travel show. We're on the South Florida Tribune YouTube channel, or you might be watching from Destination Discovery's Media Network. Either way, please subscribe to both. This is our travel channel where we go places and we discover what's at our destination. There are videos up from Iceland, Norway, Paris, Germany, Key West, Naples, Tarpon Springs, Spain, Portugal on there. Go check out our channel and come travel with us.
There you go. Great way to end it. That said, that does it for this edition of the Sports Exchange. On behalf of Jason Brock, Lucas Nelson, Cliff Neal, and Adam Lemarese, and Candy Emily. This is Scott Morgan, Roth Motor City Man. I'll thank you for joining us, and we'll be tomorrow on Sports Wrap. Will start at around 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Have a good night, followed by the Country Club. Good night, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us. We appreciate the comments in the chat room as well, and wherever you're listening and watching. Thank you.